The water hole is also popular at night. Two Toes' cubs pass by. The spring storm hits. The camera picks up a herd of running elk. Being followed by these two black wolves. Elk test the wind. As May slips into June, another pair of grizzlies appear. There are some adults that were kicked out by the mother last year. Now, the first week of June shows the water hole shrinking. It's fed by snow runoff. I call this elk splasher because it's Pierce's habit of always splashing the water whenever he comes for a drink. One evening, Two Toes' cubs come to drink at the water hole. After a bit, they become alert. Something's approaching from the north. When the camera fires again, there appears to be 4 bears walking about. The next morning confirms what I suspected. Two Toes has returned to her family. This rarely happens. bears lounge around like a day at the beach. The two subadults appear from the south. The sounds you hear are from a cub wanting to nurse. One cub seems to want to be on its own until the family moves off and he changes his mind. Soon after, the subadults come in to drink. As the water continues to evaporate, sage-oak cranes occupy the waterhole. A cow-calf moose appear. This is the only calf appearing on camera. Probably because of all the grizzly activity. The water continues to evaporate until it's completely gone. The wildlife of Hidden Valley will have to find a new water source. This grizzly heads down the slope. To the hanging valley far below. There, bubbling out of the ground, is a small sea. I placed the camera covering the small frying pan meadow. Two toes by a cub appears. She's now on her own. The appearance of a yearling grizzly cub is confusing at first. He can't be alone. comes little sister. And finally the mother. The sandhill cranes come down slope for water also. As do elk. And here's a boreal owl. The new grizzly family continues to visit the water almost daily. The triangle marking on the adult shoulder shows that this is actually Two-Toes' twin sister. Even though the upper water hole is completely dried up, I continue to monitor the cameras on the trail. And so ends my season of filming in Hidden Valley. Following spring, I'm back. Excited to see the new stories Hidden Valley will reveal. What I found is stunning. The water hole is nearly dry. I'm actually here 2 weeks earlier this year. I knew we were in a drought. I never expected to be this bad. How can it possible? It's just I placed my cameras anyway, knowing the stories would be different, but would they be as intriguing? New characters begin to emerge. But some old friends return. I initially referred to the young bull Splash. But she just named Dancer. He's never alone. The pal always by his side. Like a true sidekick, he's always ready to go where the dancer leads him. As you can see, the drought has also impacted the mineral. Because of the early snow melt, grizzlies had already moved higher, so black bears began to appear. Although they're constantly on edge, sandhill cranes arrive for the summer. but are disgusted by the muddy water below. The male stagbill checks out the lower water hole. The spring is barely a trickle. There's also lots of competition down here. Then on May 10th, everything changed. A colored black wolf passes by the upper trail canyon. Then, on past the lower water hole. That night, a large collared gray wolf appears at the upper water hole. The following day, the collared black is back, crossing below the lower water hole. And again the next day, taking the same route. Sounds of ravens lead me to a wolf pit, a half mile below Hidden Valley. The huge wolf tracks lead me to believe it was taken down by the big gray. Wolf activity continued for a week, then suddenly they were gone. I decided to dig out the water hole, allowing the water to cool off before traveling on down the slope. The dancer appeared to show his approval. From then on, Elk visited the water table. The sandhill crane pair seemed to benefit the most. The water's depth allowed them to dip the barrels horizontally, scooping up the water easier. Nighttime at the water hole shows life goes on, even in the dark. The big gray wolf pauses before continuing on. I didn't even know this big guy was around. Grizzly and her cub dig the roots. The sailor frames appear dated to drink. They also spend hours forging metal. Many birds nest in the nearby aspens. It's not uncommon to see half a dozen species bathing and drinking at the same time. The resident coyote hunts around the waterhole every day or so. Feeding on the mice and voles living in the lush grasses. After being gone for 2 weeks, the collared black wolf suddenly appears, thirsty and remembering the waterhole. Two-toed sister and her cubs also appear. She's not sporting a collar and ear tags. Her cubs are also wearing ear tags. The smallest cub's right ear tag has been ripped out, leaving the bear with a split ear. Last year, as yearlings, the cubs really went after my gamers. Now at 2 years old, that fascination continues. Now they're much stronger, and often the jam points around. The sow leads her cubs down into lower water holes. The wolves are back. After a month-long absence, a colored black wolf appears at the lower water hole. She's being trailed by a gray, uncollared youngster. In all, we identified 5 different wolves in this pack. Up till now, I've yet to see an elk cap in Hidden Valley. But now a cow seems to hide her calf beside the upper waterhole. Not good timing, considering the recent grizzly and wolf activity. The cow calf moose visits the waterhole. This is the second year we've had a newborn in this valley. Dancer and his pal run laps past the waterhole. Until they're exhausted. Midsummer has some unexpected visitors at the waterhole. A bandit comes for a drink on a hot day. As does its red-tailed hawk. It also takes time to cool off. Two-Toes' sister and her family have moved into Hidden Valley, making the rounds, showing up on different cameras every day or so. The son of Black Bear comes in for a drink ahead of a thunderstorm. At high noon on a 90-degree day, a tiny grizzly cub appears, soon joined by his mother. Not only their drink, family needs to cool off. The water hole becomes a wading pool. grass is getting high, insects are swarming, constantly setting off my cameras. Time has come to end my season in Hidden Valley. Hopefully, Hidden Valley will continue to be a refuge for wildlife for generations to come. A land untouched by man. Or maybe one.
All right, folks, Dan's going to take a few questions.
Yeah? Yes, ma'am.
Well, you said that it was a twin. Is that because it was one egg that was fertilized, or is it, there's still two eggs? So are they identical, I guess is the question.
They can have different fathers, you know. It's like
Yeah,
dogs.
That's why I
Yeah.
was curious when you said it was a.
Because they have the same markings, that marking on the side, as you can tell. You know, there's a slight chance, because I've been on with those bears about 12 years. Maybe it could be its mother,
Sure.
but I think it's sister. What else you got? Yeah.
Black wolf with his collar, do you know which one?
Well, that's up for debate. Should I say or not? I don't know. It could be Yellowstone wolves, could be Wyoming wolves, but they match up with this one pack that's in a lot of controversy right now. That could be, if it's the wolf pack, I think it is, that gray would be the biggest wolf in Yellowstone, and that black at the end that looked at the camera, that'd be the oldest wolf in Yellowstone, 12 years old. You saw how old her face looked there. And then he had different, there's two black wolves had different types of collars. The one had a studded collar, the other one had just an old collar. And then we had him with a leather collar, and we had another black with no collar, which didn't put that in. And then we had that youngster with no collar. That's 5 wolves. Do you know about these guys? Do you have pretty good been watching them? Okay, so I haven't seen a wolf in the valley since July 4th. Okay, but I still believe that those same 2 black wolves, the 2 collared ones, were the same that were in the first half of the film, both collared. One tail shorter than the other. Hard to tell, but there's some things about it that the one wolf always sniffs the camera. Notice both films, both halves of the film. You did recognize that. Oh, you did. Yeah, I've been out there that much. I couldn't tell you, but that does match up. But I'm looking at the other 2 wolves. Usually talk about the 3rd wolf, so maybe this is what we're talking about. That's scary, isn't it? Very scary, because we like them to be this way, not that way. Yeah. What else you got? Yeah.
Sorry if I missed it, but could you give us a little bit of your background, how you got interested in doing this?
How far back do you want to go? How far back do you want to go?
1978.
The lollipop story.
Okay.
My friend Jeff says, tell a lollipop story. 8 years old, I saved up a dum-dum sucker wrappers. Get free stuff, right? Free stuff. I got a camera. I walk around the farm back in Indiana, take pictures around the farm. John Denver comes out with Rocky Mountain High when I got out of high school at 17. Traded my car, bought a van, had $300 to go west. And so life was like out here, you know. And then, started getting published in magazines probably early 80s, I guess. And then it kind of grew from there. And then I started guiding for film crews probably, when was, probably 80, the year before the fires, 87, down in Jackson. I was guiding for national park type films. The holiday films you don't see in the park, you buy in the park everywhere. I worked on those holiday films with Russ Finley. Good guy, remember Russ? This is Jeff, by the way, over here. He's gonna come up here with me right now.
Oh, boy.
Because now we're both sidekicks. And so there's no leader here, just sidekicks. Anyway.
I could tell a story. So I get hired by the BBC.
Up there by my
I get hired by the BBC Geographic often, and what made our films work was coming to Dan for everything from bears to owls and
leeches.
everything, and all these special places, and so Dan and I really had a great relationship. And the BBC would think that sometimes they wouldn't let us do what we wanted to, and then when they'd leave, we'd really be successful finding things and everything. And they think that we were holding back on them until they left, and then we'd produce the footage. But it wasn't the case at all. They just didn't want to do what we wanted.
Producers always get in the way.
They won't listen to us.
Yeah. They got that script. They want to stick to it. We find better stuff. They won't let us film it. Drive us nuts. But yeah, in the end, we get our stuff in there pretty much.
And Dan just finds everything, and he figures all this stuff out. It's like, dang, how do you do that? But
He can do it all by himself, doesn't he? Me. We're both sidekicks. What else you got? Yeah.
Did it take you a while to figure out the camera placement at the main water hole? Because your footage is just remarkable.
Yeah. To me, it's obvious, but I guess it isn't obvious in the beginning. You know what I mean? You saw the Harvest film I was playing when we first got here. I did Harvest because Jeff and I pushed this film on BBC and Geographic. They turned us down, so I did my own film. Okay, but before that, when I really got into it, because we had like 2012, the white bark pine trees were devastated up here. 3/4 of trees died in 1 year because of climate change. Okay, and so Geographic sent a guy out, Drew Rush, our friend now. You knew Drew at the time?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That's what I meant, Drew. We're good friends now. Anyway, and I was a guide, and he was a camera trap specialist for Geographic. I learned from him. Because we're in the wildlife, I learned the camera trapping from him. Got into that. And I remember crawling around in the middens, and he'd be placing the cameras, the light would be on me, and that's where we set all the cameras, whatever. And we did it for two falls. And our book came out and worked well. I knew there was a story there that was bigger than just a little piece of a story. I knew that should be a whole movie. As we talked to BBC, they turned us down, like I said, so I did Harvest. Well, guess what? When did BBC show up? Last Monday? To do a film on the white bark pine?
at least a week ago,
Yeah.
maybe more.
They're too early because we've been watching this thing. It's not starting yet. So they've already wasted a whole week. They had 3 weeks, right? They said 3 weeks to film. Should have asked us. Could have told them,
But we're old people.
Old guys know everything.
They have all
Let's
the
face
young
it.
kids out there now.
Yeah, yes.
How many actual cameras did you have at both the lower and the upper?
For that project, I had 6, I think. I had one on the Mineral Lake also. You saw the closer shots there. But the Mineral Lake, I put a camera up there. Maybe those elk would go after cameras like you would believe. They'd already pushed that one down. I had one elk on camera going after the camera for 4 hours. Whack, 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 whack. The opening shot, the grizzly comes in this way, was supposed to be right on the middle. But the elk can push the camera over one way. Elk are almost as bad as the grizzlies going after the cameras. I've had as many as 16 out sometimes. But I kind of got it down to, I got 9 out right now. That's nothing, but where's he at? He's got like 40 of them out. What else you got? Yes. I know you.
Could you refresh us about the story about Two Toes?
Yeah, Two Toes. That's a good story because you saw her cubs by herself and done it by themselves. And then she left to go breeding and came back to them. Okay, guess what? I got a shot yesterday of Two Toes in a water hole up in the Midlands, and she has no cubs, which stuns me. But that seems to be a common theme. How many do you have in Yellowstone this year? How many coys? Anybody know? I thought it was 0, actually.
Yeah.
Like Bill Hammond, he said he hasn't seen one all summer out there. So this pair up here in the Beartooth is a big deal because they're just not happening. I mean, and so maybe if something's going on, I don't know, because she should have had cubs this year. So that's confusing. Yeah, she lost her toes as probably, I'm guessing 3 to 4 years old before she had her first set of triplets. She had triplets twice. And so that means that she got a foot caught in a wolf trap, ripped it out of the ground because they're strong, but they can't get the trap off. So they walk with 3 legs for the next 6 weeks, whatever it takes to rot off that part of their foot. And then that's what they're left with is 2 toes. And it happens more than you think. Jeff filmed.
We had one down in Kelly, Wyoming, where it was missing its entire foot. And it was really crazy to track it with a stump leaving a print. You know,
In the snow, you see.
Yeah, and
What about the guy that got one of the traps still on? You heard about that?
I haven't heard about
That
that.
happened down there too, I guess. Wyoming, they called me and told me that, I think. But they had a grizzly set the trap on its foot when it got on the trail cam. Is that pretty good? Okay. She's probably, I'm guessing 13, 14, somewhere there years old. So she should still have cubs for a while yet. So I don't understand why she has no cubs. We'll see what happens next year, you know. What else you got? Yes,
Do you lose many cameras? I mean.
about 15 now, I think.
It's
They just quit working eventually. They get crunched. I got teeth marks all over them and, you'll find them 10 feet over there sometimes and yeah.
and it's because he can't remember where he put them.
That only happened once. I lost them for a year. I did find them eventually. Jeff, he puts camera traps out for mountain lions. He's got a mountain lion film out, which he promised he's going to show here next year. Yeah. Yes.
How excited were you when you saw the footage of the little cubs in the wire?
Last shot of the film. I almost took the cameras out the week before, and I left them up because the grass is getting awful, you know, and like those 2 blades of grass are right there. What were they doing? I pushed all that grass down, and there they were, you know. But I gave Nicholas not getting that shot. That'd have been just terrible. And then you saw the elk running in the snow with the wolves chasing them. Right before that, there's a quick shot of a bear at night in the snow. That's the sow that had the cubs as a youngster. So she was already collared the year before. And that's the one that matches up with all the bears. I think I could identify maybe 16 grizzlies up there or something like that. Yeah. And then black bears, probably 3 or 4. They shouldn't be there. There's too much grizzly activity. It's amazing. That's why you don't see elk calves, because they just nail them like crazy. That's the only elk calf I've ever seen. Who knows what happened to that one? The moose, we saw 2 there. Each year we've had a calf. I don't know, that must be rough, because that's a lot of grizzlies in one spot. But this year we had less grizzlies because they're up high when I started putting the cameras out. So that means there could be more calves. That's probably why we got a calf there, because the grizzlies already gone out, you know. And Two Toes' sister, 2 years in a row, hi there. 2 years in a row, she shows up about mid-July when I'm about ready to be done for the year. She's done it every year. She just moves into the valley later in the season. Yeah.
How often did you have to pull your film or
The cards? Yeah, you go every 3 to 5 days. Yeah, and you're gonna probably, I think I ran into grizzlies on the way up maybe 4 times now. And I had my last close encounter with grizzlies went back in July. I had one. Well, you saw the wolf kill. I stumbled on it. It shouldn't have been there because grizzly activity was everywhere. And I had a camera in my hand. I pulled a camera somewhere. I'm carrying this camera like, here's a kill. I'm here. Nobody's here right now, but they're back in the tree. The bears could have been 10 feet in behind the tree. So I had a piece of wire and I wired it to a piece of sagebrush and got out of there, okay? But the problem is the camera I pulled out only had 6% battery left on it. And when I got back in the car, I figured that's probably when it went dead. Because the first ravens started, kept coming and just setting it off. So when I came back, I waited 5 days to go back and get it. I want to make sure it was safe because there's grizzly sign everywhere. That wolf track was about that big. That's that big gray. He's huge. Have you seen him in the male, alpha male of this splinter pack? Of the Molly's, the splinter pack?
Okay. I don't think so.
You don't think so? That guy's huge. I gotta believe he's 130-ish, 135. I mean, that guy's huge. His track is gigantic. But,
Maybe a few years ago, that was crossed down by Pebble Creek.
Okay. That's something from holidays coming. Anyway, so what I went in, I waited 5 days to go in and pick up the camera. And I'm on edge going in there, believe me. I'm good in. I went to grab that camera. I couldn't find the camera. It's in the sagebrush somewhere. And I finally find it. And I didn't even take the wire. I just ripped it out of the stage to get out of there because the carcass was gone. There was no carcass, like it never happened. I mean, and my camera always must have it on there, right? So I get back, and on the way out into a grizzly that's on its way to where the carcass was. We study each other a little bit, and I kind of went around him, and then I hit this little spot that kind of blocked our view of each other. I walked fast. I got out of there, I got home, the batteries are probably dead by the time I got back to my car when I first set it because of all the ravens, So I never got a shot out if a bear took it or that big gray took it. But somebody just took the whole, it couldn't even find anything. It just took the whole thing and went with it, So, yes.
I was gonna ask about checking the cameras as well. In terms of once you visit it, your spell sort of does something to the.
Maybe, I don't know. It's mostly cubs. And cubs are just curious. I had one camera, I've been doing 2 toes on camera traps for about 8-10 years now. And she never cared about a camera. She didn't touch it, And one day she came into the area. I saw her studying the camera and she stalked right up to it and she just tore the crap out of that thing. I mean, like you've never seen it before. It just ripped it apart. I mean, why that day? I don't know. I mean, it just, I don't know. You expect to lose them. Try to wire them good. They can't make them grizzly proof. I worked for Geographic, which you got your car block, all the money in the world. We would actually lag an iron box to the tree so they couldn't get off. They had a lens for the camera. That way they couldn't steal the camera or rip the camera off. Somebody could hacksaw and cut one off. But anyway, at least it saved the camera because the lens would be all smeared up by the bears sniffing it and whatever slobber or whatever all over stock, But so good news. But they go up. We were doing the magazines. We were doing stills. They had to have lights that come on, and they had turn the lights. We have lights up in the trees. They had to rip them all down. I mean, which is good. You get there like, the lights all ripped down. We got shots. If the lights were all perfect, you're like, nothing there. So yeah. Anybody else? Yes.
In the film, we saw you digging out the water hole. How long did it take you to do that? And I'm curious because of all the activity.
Yeah. Well, I had it done probably over 3. I worked on it every time I went up. I kept a shovel up there. Every time I got a little bit more work on it. It's hard to do. It was the Rockies can be. I can't believe nobody's giving me a hard time about this water work. but anyway, and when I first originally did it, I went up slope to check out my cameras. When I came back down, it had filled. About 45 minutes, it filled up. It's like a trickle, but any trickle will add up. And it goes on down the mountain and fills. And it was full of birds. There were no birds there before I did that. It was a swarm of birds. Within 45 minutes, we originally carving that thing out. That's how valuable, because we're in a drought. The nearest water is half a mile either way, and all the birds are nested there. Yeah, like I said,
It looked to me like Dan was digging really fast. I'm like, I'd hire that dude in a second.
Were you by yourself?
Yeah. I probably half the time. Cindy's been going with me quite a bit. It's funny, Cindy would not go to the upper one because she sees all the bears on it. Why would you go up there? And when you go up there, you're naked. There's nothing. When you go from the water hole to the mineral lick to check that one, if you're into a bear out there, you're there. I mean, there's nothing. Watch that ridge top, whatever. But anyway.
Is that why you sent me up there all by myself?
I had a sore leg that day. He said, Jeff, go up there and get that camera. And he did it. Anyway, so Cindy would finally, she eventually came to the lower water hole, and 2 weeks to come back from the other one. One day I go up there, I left her down there, and I'm down on my knees, upside down, trying to fix the camera because it tore apart, whatever. And all of a sudden, she goes, hey, or something. And I went, oh my gosh, I had no idea she was anywhere around me. That could have been a grizzly, She walked up and I didn't know she was coming up and scared the crap out of me. I tell you, I wasn't ready for that. Yeah, but my first day of setting the cameras 2 years ago, I had all my gear on my back. It was the 16th of May because we had a lot more snow last year. And I couldn't get up until then, plus the path had to drive all the way around. Anyway, so I'm going in. I didn't get in about maybe 200 yards, and I hear a sound. So I'm watching that way for the sound, and all of a sudden I looked over and meet the wall right here. A grizzly stands up with 2 cubs. the ones you saw originally up there at the water hole. And I was distracted looking this way. See, hi there, fella. But yeah, but we looked at each other and I backed off and she took them and went up and I thought, yes, they're headed for the water holes, whatever. So, then I tried a different way, ran into a huge grizzly. So I went home and got an extra can of bear spray and an air horn and came in an entire different way. We're gonna be out in the open the whole way to get up there and set the cameras that day. Yeah, I was by myself the whole time on that one because I wouldn't expect anybody to do it. I'd take Jeff up there because he knows better and he should,
It's because I don't know better.
You can run faster than
I don't know about
I
that.
don't know about that. When you have a bear chase, you'll find your legs. You find your legs. Anybody else? Cool. Well, you guys have been.
We have a
really great.
wedding.
Yeah, thanks everyone for coming. Next week's speaker is George Buman. We're gonna look forward to that.
George Buman, yes.
The George Buman. Picking up this week is going to be a little bit different. You may have noticed the flowers in the back. There's some sort of wedding festivity going to occur after this. So if you could put the folding chairs in the corner where they normally go and then do nothing else, that would be great. Thanks everyone for coming.